Hey guys, today we want to talk about a kind of a scary subject for some guys. This is something that happened to a few of the guys in our expat community, and it also has happened to a few guys that have called me up in the past. And I want to let guys know that a lot of times this is a bluff. What it is it's when you break off with a girl, the girl does something to you. She'll tell you that she's going to the barangay, she's going to do something to you, she's going to go down and have you blacklisted, or she waits till you go home or whatever, and then she calls you up and say, hey, you've been blacklisted because she's pissed off at you for something. Maybe she wants to break off with you or whatever. Maybe it could be any number of things, and there's any number of ways. But I'm going to explain something to people that a lot of times it's a bluff. Okay, these girls will tell you that they're going to go do something, and then they don't do it. Just a bluff. It's just to scare you. I had a guy call me from the United States one time, and he told me, he says, Steve, and I'm going to explain a couple of these calls because I get these calls quite often. The guy says, Steve, my girlfriend called me up and told me that I'm blacklisted from coming back into the Philippines. What do I do? I says, in all honesty, I don't think it's that easy. I don't think somebody can just walk in and say, hey, I want this guy blacklisted. It doesn't work that way. There's more to it than that. Can a girl get you blacklisted? I'm sure they can, but it would take a lot more than just walking into BI and saying, hey, I want John Smith blacklisted. So don't worry about it. So I told the guy, I says, either you can hire an attorney, okay, and you can find out that way, because it's pretty hard to find out otherwise, or you can just come into the country and spend the money and find out that way. And I says, 99% chance, more than a 99% chance that you'll get into the country, more than a 99% chance you'll get in the country. Because it's unlikely that the girl got you. I says, did you do anything wrong to it? Does she have any evidence of this? And he says, no. I says, then just come in. Well, guess what? He came in, no problem, so it's just a bluff. I had another guy, he called me up in here. He says that he was told that his girlfriend is having him kept here. Okay? In other words, he can't leave the country, just the opposite game. So I says, that's a bunch of baloney. She can't keep you here for no reason, and they have to notify you. I says, they haven't notified you. I'm sure she doesn't have any of your information. She doesn't have your passport. Yes, she knows your name and stuff like that, but it's not that simple to just walk in, again, to go in and have these people keep you in the country or blacklist you. It doesn't happen. So a lot of guys are getting bluffed there, and it's just to be a pain in the butt to you on the way out the door if you're leaving this girl or you're breaking off with this girl or whatever. A lot of the girls pull this stunt. A lot of the girls, when they're mad at you, they'll pull this stunt, and it doesn't work. It's just a way to get you all pissed off and riled up and mad. Because they're mad, they figure they got to get you mad. And it's something that most guys really don't have to worry about, and don't let your anxiety go up that much, because if you want to, if you feel like maybe she is doing something, because some of these girls will take it to that level, but it's very few that will take it to that level, then get an attorney and have them check. But I'm going to go into this here a lot further, because there is a time sometimes when some of these girls will accuse you of things, will go down to the barangay or threaten to go down to the barangay, and then actually go down to the barangay and start filing a case against you, and they'll file all kinds of fake stuff against you. Best to be the first one down to the barangay and tell the barangay that she's threatening you, or if you think she's going to do it, just go down to the barangay, file before she does, and say, this girl is nuts. She's threatening me for things that I didn't do. Tell them the truth, and the barangay will usually be with you. And a lot of times, guys will call me up and say, well, Steve, she has relatives on the barangay. It doesn't matter. Go down there and file. Get it all down there in the blotter down there, so that at least you got a record of it down at the barangay. And if need be, you can call an attorney over here, and it's relatively cheap. I have an attorney here in Manila. If you guys ever need her, you can email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. I'll give you her name, and you can call her up, and she can assist you. For you guys on other islands, you're gonna want to hire an attorney down there. You shouldn't be paying that much. You need to find a good, honest attorney. My attorney is a very honest attorney. She's very good at what she does. Okay, but I want you guys to be safe out there. I want you guys to know a lot of times these girls are just bluffing. Okay, so when you break off with a girl and the girl's pissed off, she's going to try to do anything she can do to get back at you. She could get a brother after you or something like that or whatever. Most of the times, just you're better off sometimes in some cases when you start seeing it blowing up in your face or gossip going around town, just get up and move. Just get up and move, or go down to the barangay and say, she's passing a bunch of crap about me around town. It's untrue. I want her to stop. I want her called in here, and I want it to stop now. What they usually do is they set you up for 3 appointments, and they keep on checking on you to make sure that this is being held and it's happening, that she's stopping. Okay, and you need to keep your mouth quiet too. Okay, just stay quiet. Don't keep any gossip going. Just say, look, I really don't want to talk about this. This is being handled by the barangay or whatever. If anybody comes up and starts asking you questions, it's best to just stay low or move on, get out of town, just leave, start somewhere else fresh. Some of you guys got properties or something like that. That's when you want to get your attorney involved. Possibly you might lose the property if it's a girlfriend or what have you. And that's why I tell a lot of guys, don't buy property with a girlfriend or something like that. Just don't do it. Rent. A lot of guys are so hung up on buying property. If you're married, I can see you doing it or something. But if you're not married, don't do it. Don't. Because it's an easy way out. All she has to do is say the words, honey, I'm done with you. I'm breaking off. That's it. And you're done. There's nothing you can do at that point. That property is hers. Okay? And a lot of guys say, well, if I do a lease with her and stuff like that, sometimes that stuff, most of the times it will work if it's a legal lease. But do you want to live on that property that she owns and she's, pulling stunts on you all the time, or she hates you? Why do you want to be involved in that scene? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, you're going to have that in your circle around you for the rest of your life. If you get another girlfriend or something, this girl's going to be coming over harassing you. She might come over to the property and will say, well, it's my property. Well, yes, you lease it, but it is their property. Think before you do things, guys. I get so many guys saying, well, I'm going to get a property with my girlfriend, but I'm going to put a lease on it. Well, think about that for a second, what you just said. Because if you break off with that girl, you're going to have a hard time, even if you get a lease or something like that from that girl, and it's a 17-year lease or 25-year lease or whatever the max is that you can do. You got to be careful, guys. You have to think before you do some of these things. A lot of the expats don't think. But I want you guys to get it out of your mind that these girls can block you with the BI and stuff like that. It's very few and far between. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just that it's very, very hard. Some of these girls are saying, well, I have a relative in the BI. It's not that easy to have a relative blacklist somebody. It's not that easy. It takes more than that to just blacklist somebody in the Philippines. Most of the time, it's just a bluff that they're playing with you. If you feel that you've been put on a blacklist or something like that, just call an attorney. They can check. It's an easy thing for the attorney to do, and then they'll probably call you up and say, hey, Bob, Bill, whatever your name is, guess what? You're not on the list. Don't worry about it. Don't be concerned. And this is something I hear about quite often. I hear from the guys, and I tell them, don't worry about it. They can't do anything. The girls say, I'm going to go down to the barangay. The barangay is not going to believe somebody that quick, just like that, especially a girl that's running in there talking about their boyfriend or something like that. They're used to seeing crap like that all the time. Okay, it happens all the time. They know better than that in most cases. And a lot of times it's the woman that understands more than the men do there, believe it or not. But the men also understand too. But when you go down there, don't be afraid because you got a woman barangay official that's working with you. Believe me, they're fair. Sometimes they can do something, sometimes they can't. Sometimes you got to take it higher and go to court. If it's a problem that keeps happening, she's harassing you, she's doing something to you, the barangay official will tell you what to do. But in those cases, that's when you need to hire an attorney to take care of it. But be careful, guys. God bless. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I think that's an important piece to have in the toolbox, is to know that most of the time it's a bluff. Okay? 99% of the time. And don't go back and say, hey, I know you're just bluffing me because you can't do this. Don't say that. Don't egg them on to do something more, because they'll do more. Okay? They will do more. And then you're gonna need your attorney more. And you don't want to have to keep paying out an attorney to have, just say, oh, okay, all right, whatever. And don't be afraid if you get outside the country, the girl says, oh, I had you blacklisted. If you feel that you want to find out, call an attorney. The attorney will check for you. It's not that hard and it's not that costly. And Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.